Attention passionate Green Bay Packers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Green Bay Packers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Green Bay Packers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your friends and Green Bay Packers fans. Let's get to the news now. Folks, buckle up because what I'm about to tell you could be one of the most significant rumors swirling around the NFL this season. Especially for us Packers fans who have been waiting patiently for some real movement that could elevate our team's chances of making a deep playoff run. The buzz is all about a potential trade that would shake up the NFC North, and it involves none other than T. Higgins from the Cincinnati Bengals heading our way. That might sound like just another rumor, but the sources are pretty solid, and the implications are huge. So let's set the scene. The Cincinnati Bengals, sitting at 5-6 midway through the season, are in a tight spot financially. With a cap space of around $13 million and facing some big decisions on their roster, including the pending extension for Joe Burrow, they're looking to trim some fat. The Bengals are also dealing with some pressing needs in their secondary and at the edge rush position, which means they might have to make some tough choices. And one of those choices could involve parting ways with Higgins, a player who's been a key piece of their offense since being drafted in 2020. Now, why would Cincinnati trade Higgins? Well, for starters, their offense has been heavily centered around Burrow, Chase, and Tyler Boyd. Higgins, despite being a dynamic vertical threat and a reliable contested catch artist, might be viewed as expendable if they're trying to free up cap space for Chase's pending extension and bolster their defensive backfield or pass rush. Plus, Higgins' departure could be seen as a way for Cincinnati to recalibrate their roster for the future, especially considering their need to keep Burrow happy and competitive. But for us Packers fans, this isn't just about Cincinnati's roster shuffling. It's about how Higgins' addition could transform our offense. Imagine pairing him with Christian Watson, our own big play threat, and giving Jordan Love a true vertical weapon who can elevate our passing game to new heights. Higgins' ability to win jump balls and dominate contested catches would open up a lot of opportunities for us in the red zone and on third down. His presence would also stretch defenses vertically, creating more space underneath for Watson and our other receivers. It's a recipe that could boost our passing yardage significantly, potentially pushing our projected 800 yards to over 100 yards for the rest of the season. Looking at Higgins' career stats, he's been a consistent performer. Over 6 seasons, he's caught 370 passes for 170 yards, averaging 14 yards per reception, and has scored 40 touchdowns. His PFF grade has hovered around 87.9, which speaks to his reliability and high-level play. He's not just a deep threat. He's also a yards-after-catch monster, averaging nearly 48 yards after the catch per reception, and he's excellent at winning contested catches with a 55% rate. His average depth of target, ADOT, is 14.2 yards, meaning he's constantly threatening defenses down the field. And his separation rate of 82% shows he can get open even against tight coverage. In 2024, Higgins has continued to be a force, with 11 games played, 40 receptions on 70 targets, and 575 yards, averaging 4 yards per catch with 7 touchdowns. His performance has been solid with a high PFF grade of 86.8, and his yards after catch remains around 7 yards per reception. He's been healthy, avoiding significant injuries, which makes him an even more attractive option for us. His impact on the Bengals' red zone efficiency has been notable, boosting their success rate by 17%, and he's been a consistent big play threat with around 12 explosive plays per game. Now, while the Bengals might be hesitant to let Higgins go, especially with Chase's future still uncertain, the financial constraints and roster needs could push them toward making a tough decision. Considering their cap situation, losing Higgins would mean losing about $13 million in cap space. But they might see it as a necessary sacrifice to keep their core intact and address other positional needs. For us Packers fans, the potential acquisition of Higgins is a game changer. His vertical route running, paired with Watson's speed, would give Jordan Love a duo that defenses would struggle to contain. We're talking about an increase of roughly 100 receiving yards across the board, and a potential 10 additional touchdowns, making our aerial attack much more threatening. Statistically, this could translate into a plus 16% increase in EPA per play on vertical routes and a plus 13% boost in yards after the catch, which would make our offense more explosive and unpredictable. If we compare Higgins to our current WR2, Romeo Dubs, the difference in yards per route run and contested catch ability is significant. Higgins would not only complement Watson, but also alleviate some of the pressure on Love, allowing him to distribute the ball more effectively and reduce coverage bracketings. His presence in the red zone would also translate into a significant jump in red zone touchdown percentage, from around 58% to nearly 77%, giving us more scoring opportunities in critical moments. All these factors point toward a brighter future for us, especially as we look ahead to the playoff push. Higgins' ability to make big plays in clutch moments, combined with our improving defense and a more balanced offense, could elevate us into serious Super Bowl contention. And speaking of the big game, the odds are shifting in our favor, from plus 900 to plus 600, signaling that the sportsbooks are starting to see us as legitimate contenders, especially if we make this kind of move. The Bengals might see Higgins as a high-value asset for other teams, but for us, he could be the missing piece to finally break through and make a deep playoff run. Of course, all of this is speculation right now, but it's rooted in logic, roster needs, and the current market. The NFL is all about moves, and teams are always trying to find that edge. If the Packers pull this off, it's not just about adding a talented receiver. It's about setting a tone, showing the league that Green Bay is serious about competing at the highest level once again. Higgins' addition could spark a new era of aerial dominance, turning Lambeau Field into a fortress of explosive plays and big moments. And let's not forget, this potential trade also signals our commitment to building a championship-caliber team around Jordan Love. With the defense continuing to improve, especially if we address our cornerback and edge position needs before the trade deadline, adding a weapon like Higgins could be the final piece in our puzzle. It's about making a statement that the Packers are back and ready to contend for a Super Bowl sooner rather than later. Now, I know many of you are probably wondering about the specifics, the draft picks involved, how this impacts our cap space, and what it means for our current roster. Well, some reports suggest that Cincinnati might be looking for a second-round pick in 2026, along with some additional compensation in exchange for Higgins. It's a reasonable offer considering his production and age. That pick could be a valuable asset for us, especially if we want to bolster our defense or add a future star. This move would also align with the Packers' philosophy of building through smart trades and maximizing the value of our roster. It's about adding talent at the right time, and Higgins fits perfectly with our timeline. Imagine how his presence would energize our offense in cold Lambeau nights, especially as we chase another Super Bowl appearance. We've seen what a dynamic vertical receiver can do when paired with a quarterback like Burrow. And now, with Jordan Love, the sky's the limit. In the end, this potential trade is about more than just adding a player. It's about signaling our intentions. The Packers are aiming high. We've been patient, developing our young core, and now it's time to make a bold move that could define our franchise for years to come. Higgins' arrival would not only upgrade our passing game, but also energize our entire team and fan base. It's the kind of move that could inspire us to push through the playoffs and make another deep Super Bowl run, solidifying our place among the league's elite once again. And now, Green Bay Packers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and the Green Bay Packers. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Green Bay Packers news.